There has been so much news this week in the Steam Deck and Linux world that it's been daunting to try and cover all of it. From existing games getting Linux support, to community efforts delivering huge changes, and an update to the Zenbleed vulnerability that we talked about a few weeks back. That's right, it's Steam Deck news time. A new remaster of Quake II has hit the scene. Much like the original Quake remaster, this is a collaboration between id and Night Dive Studios. This enhanced version of Quake II is available now on Steam, and it's a free update if you already own Quake II. According to Bethesda's launch announcement, this remaster includes the original Quake II campaign, plus both mission packs, The Reckoning, Ground Zero, plus the previous N64 exclusive Quake II 64, plus a brand new Call of the Machine episode from Machine Games. This new remaster includes improvements to gameplay, including content restored from the original development, plus visual upgrades such as dynamic shadows, improved lighting, glow maps, and more. Local split screen and online play across 4 multiplayer modes with crossplay functionality include cooperative, deathmatch, team deathmatch, and capture the flag. They also added AI opponents to deathmatch and team deathmatch modes. You can explore the id vault and enjoy improved co-op play and much more. This remaster also brings various accessibility additions. All in all, this remaster seems to be pretty well received, but let me know your thoughts. Especially if you're a massive Quake fan, I want to hear how you're feeling about this update. Sound off in the comments below. And while you're down there, why not like that smash button? It's the best way to tell YouTube that you want to see more videos just like this. You can also subscribe if that's more your speed. Now, I want to thank Systrom for his continued support of the show. It's because of Systrom and the 78 other patrons that I have here that I'm able to keep these lights on, so thank you. If you want to help this show grow, you can use the links below to Patreon to pledge your support. And thanks. Next up, the Nintendo Switch emulator Yuzu has issued another progress report, and there's some really exciting changes to see here. The Yuzu team have been hard at work squeezing performance out of existing titles. For example, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition and Super Mario Odyssey have seen a nearly 10% performance increase. And shader compile time improvements have been introduced for games like Splatoon 3. But beyond performance though, there are a myriad of other efforts by the team to support more Switch features like the NFC service. The Linux build of Yuzu now supports Wayland in the app image version, and Discord Rich Presence is now supported as well. However, the most notable thing that the Yuzu team has done has to be improving Unreal Engine 4 support. This was due in no small part to the release of Pikmin 4 in July, which is powered by the Unreal Engine. But beyond that, a recent regression that caused instability on NVidia GPUs was also fixed in this update, as well as doubling the texture buffer size, at least for some titles. Now, Yuzu development is an incredible sight to see. It continues improving at a breakneck pace, and I really look forward to playing Pikmin 4 on my Steam Deck pretty soon. I have been a fan of physics puzzle games for a long time. Games like Marble Blast, Switch Ball for the Xbox Live Arcade, Super Monkey Ball, and my brother's game Shift Orb. I've loved all these games for ages. So you can imagine my disappointment when I saw that Marble It Up was not compatible with the Steam Deck. That was until this week. Marble It Up Ultra is a free update for the original game that brings new content and, most importantly, Linux and Steam Deck support. And unlike many games that do the bare minimum of Proton support, Marble It Up Ultra actually brings native Linux support to the title. Now, this native build of the game was created by none other than Ethan Lee, who has ported many games to Linux in the past and is the creator and maintainer of the FNA project. And if you're not familiar, FNA is an open source Linux runtime for the XNA runtime. This is my next Steam purchase, and I'm really excited to get my hands on it. This update includes a vast 10-chapter campaign, new multiplayer modes, including Gem Hunt, Soccer, Sumo, and Zombies, the return of the blast mechanic to multiplayer, and an updated roster of new and classic marbles as well as cosmetics, and expanded weekly challenges. Let me know if you're going to try Marble It Up Ultra on your Steam Deck. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, if you've got a Steam Deck, you've probably noticed that at least sometimes a game might need a little bit of, let's call it, encouragement to launch or stay running without crashing. Or perhaps your favorite title is listed as unsupported, but you've heard that if you just tweak this or that setting, it'll work just fine. Where do you turn for answers to existential questions like these? How do I get a game to run? How do I keep it from crashing? How do I improve my frame rate? How do you find purpose in life when everything is so fragile and fickle? If you've been in the Linux gaming scene for any length of time, then you already know the answer. Look no further than ProtonDB. Now, ProtonDB has brought a new feature to the fore that should help making things a lot simpler and easier when you're looking for answers. If you want to find help or resources for Linux desktop gaming, well, you just need to click on the PC tab at the top of any game listing. If you're looking for Steam Deck support, well, there's a tab for that too. Now, ProtonDB lists community-made ratings of games, so your mileage may vary, and if no one's tried the game you're trying to play, then you're probably not going to have a good experience here. But if you've got a Steam Deck and you're not using ProtonDB, you're probably missing out. It's a great resource and it comes with my highest recommendation. Okay, a few weeks back we talked about AMD's Zenbleed exploit. If you're not familiar, Zenbleed is a speculative execution bug in many Ryzen CPUs that has the potential to leak sensitive information directly from a CPU's registers. Now, this can include basically anything from bank credentials to plaintext passwords, encryption keys, your diary, I mean, you name it. Now, there was speculation that the Steam Deck's custom APU contained this vulnerability too, but there was no solid confirmation. Well, now we have that confirmation, as the Linux kernel just got a patch for Zenbleed, and it's specifically designed for the Steam Deck's Aerith APU. Now, there's no word yet on exactly when this patch will hit mainline SteamOS, but I'm imagining that it should be within the next release window. Hopefully, we'll see SteamOS 3.5 containing this patch, along with the latest stable kernel and RADV drivers, but only time will tell. Next up, the latest Proton Experimental brought a multitude of gaming-specific features that should resolve issues many people have seen across the board. One of the biggest issues addressed here was the disabling of NVAPI for Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. This was done to prevent a crash on launch after a recent update. Another notable change was a fix to address the GPU hanging when playing Street Fighter VI. Another fix addressed Unreal Engine 4 games, including Stray, System Shock 2023, and Dead by Daylight, as they were crashing on Intel GPUs. Another fix was for Baldur's Gate 3's launcher displaying a DX diag error. Now, newly playable games with this release include The Lord of the Rings Gollum, Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, and Arthurian Legends. All in all, a smaller but still welcome change for Proton for sure. Well, that's all the Steam Deck and Linux gaming news that I could find this week. Let me know what you think about any of the stories that we covered. Or did I miss a story? Leave me a comment and let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I want to shout out my friends on Patreon, my YouTube members, and my ViewSync Premium members who make what we do here a reality. If you believe in the work that I'm doing, you can use the links below to show your support. It's all greatly appreciated. That's going to do it for now, though. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today, and I'll see you in the next one.